This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. With your hosts, the voice of the Blackjacks, Nick Kosko.
And head coach Ron James.
Now, Blackjacks Weekly.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, it's Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. I'm your host, Nick Kosko, joined alongside, as always, by Atlantic City Blackjacks head coach Ron James. Coach, glad to be here. We're now in the thick of the season. One game down, 11 to go, and we're moving right along here.
Yeah, it's picking up some speed. I mean, right now we're into the second game, and we're going to blink and the season's going to be almost over. That's how fast it goes.
Yeah, no, it goes really fast, and we're already talking about, it seems like just yesterday, I feel like I ask you this every week, it seems like just yesterday when we're doing X, Y, and Z. Last week, going into that game against Philadelphia, first game in Blackjacks history. I know it was on the road, but it was a nice little test against one of the better teams in the league. So let's talk about that game a little bit. You know, the Atlantic City as a whole was in that football game the entire time. You guys were doing a great job. Almost went up by 3 scores. Unfortunately, Randy was picked off twice in that game by Romaine, who's one of the best in the business. Took it back to the house twice. Other than that, the game was back and forth, and that was probably the type of game you wanted in that sense, where I would say these guys are really battle tested now.
Well, we came out with a lot of energy out of the locker room for sure. Not a lot of execution. And there was a couple plays we would have wanted to take it back. Randy would want to take back that first interception for sure. That first interception he threw was a pick six, and we were at that point poised to go in at 27-7, and instead it goes back and it's 20-14. So, it was disappointing to have that going on, but we came out of the locker room just ready to go. And tied the game up at 41-41 late in the fourth quarter, had our opportunity there as well. They recovered an onside kick and ran the clock out. So, there were a lot of back and forth moments that we could have taken control of the football game. We did not. They're a good team playing at home, and they took advantage of the opportunities they had.
Now, we'll dive a little bit more into the game right here. You look at it, you guys came out firing, as you mentioned. First score of the game, it's on that initial drive. First drive of the game, guys went right down the field, scored, kind of shot, punched him in the mouth a little bit, and all of a sudden, Mark Lewis hits one of those knuckleballs off the iron, and you guys recover it down near the 1-yard line, capped off by Randy Hippert. So you guys are at 14-0, and what was going through everybody's heads at that moment, considering you're in enemy territory and you already have 14-0 in the blink of an eye? Just
the way we planned it, actually. I mean, we were planning to get out to a fast start, and really at that point in the game, you're just like, let's keep the momentum rolling. And we did that with a defensive stop, had the opportunity, like I said, to go up significantly on them, and we couldn't cash in. And when it went the other way, the momentum swung. It became a one-possession game. And in arena football, once it becomes a one-possession game, which it was at halftime as well, and then they flipped the script in the third quarter and tied the game up, when it goes back and forth like that, it's anyone's ball game. And so, unfortunately for us, we weren't able to take advantage of the miscues that they had as much as we would have liked to. And, the result was a tough road loss.
Let's talk about Randy Hippert a little bit. At times he was looking flawless. Again, I know he threw the bad interception along the goal line, and then the other one, Romaine kind of stepped on, undercut the route there and caught him by surprise. But other than those 2 mistakes there, I thought Randy played one heck of a football game, and he was finding guys all over the place. And once Kendrick Ings got more involved in the second half as well, I mean, guys were open every single play.
Well, Randy's one of the best in the business. A couple mistakes he made were atypical of him, and he'd like to have those footballs back, but it doesn't work that way, and as we know. And so we just have to focus on what are the positives coming out of the game, and knowing that was an aberration for him. Looking forward to this week and rebounding in that regard. And, we know that week in and week out he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and we just have to make sure that as coaches we're putting him in position to be successful week in and week out, and then the team likewise will be successful.
If we flip it over to the other side of the ball now on the defensive side, so generally for people who know arena football even a little bit, they know it's a very high-scoring game. This game was 48-41. Now, for the outdoor game, high-scoring. For arena football, that's kind of in the middle, maybe a little bit low-scoring. And you say, we talked about this last week. I expected for you to say and agree with me saying, all right, this is going to be 60, 70 points on both sides, but these are great offenses. And you told me, no way, under 50 points. And sure enough, Philly under 50 points, you guys under 50 points. I mean, that was a defensive battle, one of the more rare ones you see in arena football.
Well, I figured it to be that case because, playing at their place, I knew that the touchdowns would be at a premium, but I also knew that both teams have good defenses. And so our defense came to play, and we held them to 34 points. The 2 touchdowns that we gave up on the offensive side, equated to the other 14 that they had. And if you hold a team to 34 in arena football, you're going to win the majority of your games going away, not just winning. So it was disappointing to us in that regard that our defense played so well, but that offensively we had 4 turnovers and just can't have that and expect to win football games.
And speaking of defense, we're going to have him on a little bit later in the show. Antron Dillon, one of your defensive ends. I mean, if you look at him, just walking in the room, and it's like, how do you actually block that guy? Antron played one heck of a football game as well. Defensive line was key, especially during those goal line scenarios when Philadelphia was driving. I mean, talk about Antron and that defensive line play from last Saturday.
Well, he anchors that defensive line, and really, when you try to run the football, you're talking about some beasts up front and guys that are tough to run on. And they had a heck of a fullback. Their fullback is known for his goal line runs. He's a big fella, and he usually rumbles in without task. But we took him to task, and we made sure that he couldn't get in the end zone and cut the angles down on him. LaRoche Jackson was also key in some of that, as the jack linebacker. So, everybody played their part, and I thought defensively we were ready for those moments and really attacked the football well. It's just a tough situation to be in arena football. You want one or two stops, and if you do that, usually you've got a good chance to win. Not only did we get the stops we were looking for, we got interceptions too, and the bar ball, and we had some opportunities. So you look at the net effect, right? We gave away 4 turnovers. We cashed in on 3, and the differential was 7. So turnovers are key in any level of football in any league, but in arena football, those possessions usually equate to points.
Yeah, it seems we talk about it every week that arena football is a possession-type game, just like basketball. Yeah. You look at tennis, you want to hold your serve, exactly. so to speak. One more on last week's game. Marvin Ross, he made a fantastic play to get the guys back in the game. Huge interception, went down with the injury, was scary upon first sight, but he seems to be okay, and I believe is he good to go for this weekend?
Yeah, he's passed all the protocols to be able to play this week, and it's going to be actually a medical decision whether he suits up or not this week. So, but Marvin made a heck of an interception. Unfortunately, when he spun to cut up the sideline, tripped over somebody and fell flat on his back and took a cheap shot. I mean, the fullback came in helmet to helmet, bearing all his weight on him. It was a scary moment for all of us, but luckily, for Marvin and for the team, that he was able to come out of it. And a lot of people poured their hearts out for Skip after the game, and it was important for us to see him get back on the field, and he did so this week in practice.
So we'll generalize it a little bit more right now. We'll get into it more when Antron joins us for this coming week. The home opener against Columbus, that you can catch that on 97.3 ESPN at 3:30. Pregame coverage starting at 3 o'clock. Kickoff at 3:30, as I mentioned before. This is big for Boardwalk Hall. It's big for Atlantic City. First game in Blackjacks history being played at Boardwalk Hall. Columbus comes in to the other expansion team. I know on the bus ride back after the game against Philly, everyone pulling out their phones, immediately watching Columbus-Albany last week. What did you see from the initial film early in the week that's going to prepare you for this week against the Destroyers? I
saw another team that came out with good energy, but unfortunately for them, they had to rely on a rookie quarterback who will be starting again for them this week, and so that's a tough recipe in arena football. And I thought that Albany playing at home was going to be a tough team for them to face right out of the gate, and it was. And so taking nothing away at all from Columbus, they played a strong defensive game. They held Albany to under 40, which is not something that occurs all the time. So they've got a very good defense. Our defense played well in the last game. I think that this game coming up really is going to be all about which offense is more efficient.
It is Blackjacks Weekly, presented by Bud Light, live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. We are going to step aside and take a quick break. On the other side, Harvey Rovinsky of Bernie Robbins Jewelers is going to be joining the program. Bernie Robbins Jewelers is the new sponsor of the Atlantic City Diamonds dance team, as you will finally see the dance team's debut this coming Saturday at the home opener. So we'll step aside, take a quick break. Harvey will join us, and then, of course, keep it locked in for later. Antron Dillon will also join the program. Listening to Blackjacks Weekly, presented by Bud Light, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Listen to Sixers playoff basketball exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Raptors.
Game 3 tonight in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
It's Sixers Raptors Game 3. Coverage begins at 8 p.m.
With the radio voice of the 76ers, Tom McInnes calling the action.
3-ball, bang, it's good.
On 97.3 ESPN, your radio home for Sixers playoff basketball.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
Tilton Fitness, the official gym of the Atlantic City Blackjack players and Diamonds dance team, invites you to visit one of our 7 locations throughout New Jersey. Try one of Tilton Fitness's award-winning group exercise classes, with over 125 to choose from every week. Use our state-of-the-art cardio and resistance equipment. Take a swim in our pool. Relax in our jacuzzi, steam room, or sauna. And complimentary babysitting for up to 2 hours. Tilton Fitness. See what we have to offer you.
At Kohl's Friends and Family Sale, the savings add up with an extra 20% off. Save on a pendant and earring set for mom, just $79.99. Mommy and Me PJs are 40% off, plus an extra 20% off. And save on the Keurig K-Cafe coffee maker. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. $10 for every $50 spent. Wednesday through Sunday at Kohl's. Select styles, 20% offer valid May 1st through 5th with promo code SHOP20. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
It's time for some straight talk. A phone with all the high-speed data you need is awesome. But 2 phones with unlimited data, that's double awesome. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get 2 lines with our ultimate unlimited plan for just $90. That's unlimited talk, text, and data on 2 lines for up to 45% less. All on America's best 4G LTE networks. Multiply your savings with Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
At 60 gigs, we reserve the right to review your account for usage in violation of Straight Talk's terms and conditions. Savings may vary.
Credit Karma can help you make financial progress by giving you free scores, reports, and monitoring. But Credit Karma does not give you the love that only a mother can. It's just an app.
Miss my mom.
But you can use Credit Karma to help you improve your credit. But it cannot solve the eternal questions surrounding the human condition.
Oh, come on, I need answers.
But signing up is free. No credit card needed. Just download the Credit Karma app now.
Oh, there's my answer.
Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
The doctors at Reconstructive Orthopedics are dedicated to getting you expert orthopedic care you need for your bone, joint, muscle, or ligament injury or condition. When you need exceptional care focused on you, see the same orthopedic doctors that treat the Atlantic City Blackjacks at Reconstructive Orthopedics. Available in Bordentown, Cherry Hill, Medford, Morristown, Sewell, Vineland, and Voorhees. Reconstructive Orthopedics, focused on you.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township.
Back here at Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Nick Kosko, Ron James will join us once again in the next segment along with Antron Dillon. We'll talk more preview against the Columbus Destroyers this coming Saturday, but I'm pleased to be joined now by Harvey Rovinsky of Bernie Robbins Jewelers, as they are now the new sponsor of the Atlantic City Diamonds, the Atlantic City Blackjack dance team. Harvey, thanks for joining me.
Hey, it's a real pleasure. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be part of the Blackjacks.
Now, you mentioned that how you're excited you are about this. Now, talk about your partnership now with the Atlantic City Diamonds and sponsoring the newest dance team in Atlantic City.
Well, first of all, we've been involved in Philadelphia for quite a few years, so I'm familiar with arena football. Very exciting, very fast-paced. I've been waiting for years for it to come to Atlantic City, and it finally came. Couldn't wait to jump on the opportunity to be a sponsor. I think it's going to be a great product, great for Atlantic City. Atlantic City needs attractions like this. It's a family-friendly sport and organization. The ownership are great. I've met the players, real character guys. It's really important. They're involved in the community. I just think it's going to be fabulous, and we're really very proud to be part of this.
Now, what makes this such a great partnership opportunity, knowing that you guys are a local business, you finally get a local team, as you mentioned, you were involved with Philly for a while, you like arena football, but now that arena football is right here in your backyard. Talk about how great it is to now be able to do this so close to home.
So, we've been in business for almost 60 years, started in Philadelphia. We've been at the Shore in Somers Point for over 35 years. We've been in Atlantic City in casinos for over 25 years. So we are embedded in this community, in this area. I have a home here. So, we're part of the community, and the opportunity to be part of a really quality organization that I believe will really bring a lot of attention good attention to Atlantic City. You know, people have talked about the demise for years. That's over. Atlantic City is on a growth spurt, and the Blackjacks are going to be an important part of that resurgence.
I was just actually about to ask you that, because we were just talking off air about how teams like formerly the Atlantic City Surf, which played baseball, the Boardwalk Bullies, who were the hockey team back 10, 15 years ago. What's it mean now for Atlantic City in your mind, knowing that you've been here for a while, that now there's a professional football team, the biggest sport in America, is now right here in Atlantic City, right on Boardwalk Hall?
Well, again, I think the venue is terrific. Part of what really makes any organization or team successful are the people behind it, and that's the ownership. And they've hired the right players. In my conversations with them, they are dedicated to the community, to bring in a great product. They're excited about this, and it's a summertime sport indoors, so you're not necessarily out there in the hot weather. And it's just going to be great for this time of year, and we need the community to get behind it. Once they go to a game, they'll see how much fun it is. Very affordable. There's interaction with the players. I mean, everything is great about it. You just have to give it a chance, experience it, and once you do it, you're hooked forever.
Now you guys are the presenting partner for the Atlantic City Diamonds dance team. Just want to remind folks out of there again. Before we let you go, I just wanted to give you a chance to plug some deals, some sales, and some big events you have going on with Bernie Robbins Jewelers.
I thought you'd never ask. So this weekend starts our annual sale in Summers Point. It's up to 70% off on all of our own jewelry, at watches, diamonds, fashion jewelry. We have I'm a Mercier Tag Heuer watches. And we have great things up to 70% off. And we're open 7 days, and we'd love for the fans and your listeners to come visit us. And anybody that mentions your name and your show, we have a special free gift for, in addition to fabulous discounts.
Well, for those free gifts, make sure to mention my name, Nick Kosko, and also mention Blackjacks Weekly. Harvey, it was a pleasure having you on. I hope all the fans flood your store, and I'm glad you guys are on board with the Atlantic City Blackjacks and the Atlantic City Diamonds this season.
We're glad to be here, and we're very excited about for the opening game on Saturday.
All right, Harvey Rovinsky joining me from Bernie Robbins Jewelers, the new presenting partner of the Atlantic City Diamonds dance team of the Atlantic City Blackjacks. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. On the other side, Coach James will rejoin me along with Antron Dillon, defensive end for the Blackjacks. Make sure to keep it locked here. It's Blackjacks Weekly, presented by Bud Light, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Atlantic City Blackjacks football is on 97.3 ESPN. Listen all season as the voice of the Blackjacks, Nick Kosko and Coffee Jones, bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
Did he cross the plane? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Blackjacks.
It's the home opener as the Blackjacks host the Columbus Destroyers at Boardwalk Hall.
This Saturday, coverage begins at 3 p.m. with the kickoff at 3:30. It's Atlantic City Blackjacks Arena League football
on 97.3 ESPN.
I'm Harvey from Bernie Robbins Jewelers. We only do this once a year, so please pay attention. The most spectacular jewelry event of the year is going on May 4th through May 11th. The sale at Summers Point. Receive up to 70% off on name brand timepieces, designer jewelry, diamond hoops, and studs, even engagement rings. Remember, this is jewelry from our own collection, nothing to supplement it. You'll find Tacori, Tag Heuer, Alma Mercier, and many more names we can't mention, with unbelievable discounts. Take up to 70% off our inventory of over $10 million of designer jewelry and watches only through May 11th. The sale at Summers Point at Bernie Robbins Jewelers. Look, in the jewelry business, sale is a four-letter word, so don't miss our biggest sale of the year, May 4th through Saturday, May 11th. Up to 70% off only at Bernie Robbins on Route 9 in Summers Point. We're saving you money when you need it most. Bernie's got your back.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
Tilton Fitness, the official gym of the Atlantic City Blackjack players and Diamonds dance team, invites you to visit one of our 7 locations throughout New Jersey. Try one of Tilton Fitness's award-winning group exercise classes with over 125 to choose from every week. Use our state-of-the-art cardio and resistance equipment. Take a swim in our pool. Relax in our jacuzzi, steam room, or sauna. And complimentary babysitting for up to 2 hours. Tilton Fitness. See what we have to offer you.
This week, find great deals at Walgreens. Now, select varieties of all brand laundry detergent $2.99 with card. And get wonderful pistachio select varieties $4.99 with online coupon and card. Get great deals on the essentials you need right here at your neighborhood Walgreens. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. While supplies last, restrictions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
The doctors at Reconstructive Orthopedics are dedicated to getting you expert orthopedic care you need for your bone, joint, muscle, or ligament injury or condition. When you need exceptional care focused on you, see the same orthopedic doctors that treat the Atlantic City Blackjacks at Reconstructive Orthopedics. Available in Bordentown, Cherry Hill, Medford, Morristown, Sewell, Vineland, and Voorhees. Reconstructive Orthopedics, focused on you.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township.
Back here at Chickies and Pete's, it's Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Nick Kosko joined once again alongside head coach Ron James. And now I'm pleased to be joined coming to the program now, Antron Dillon, defensive end. I would say, I overheard you before. You think you could play some linebacker too? I wouldn't mind seeing that either.
I can play anything you need for me to play on the field. I'm an athlete, man. I can play anything you need me to play on the field.
Well, hopefully, let's just go back to that first game, actually. So you were playing, obviously, defensive end, but I know you can play whatever. Heck, I'll put you at quarterback if we need to once in a while, maybe an emergency situation. So, again, in that first game against Philadelphia, you mentioned it before when we were talking off the air. New team, new vibes. Sometimes the nerves might be there. Obviously, Philadelphia, that's a team that's been playing together for years. You never know how a new team can gel, but you told me that these guys have gelled pretty fast with the now embracing Blackjacks football.
Yeah, I think it started in camp. I think after the first week, guys were just able to let loose, and be comfortable around each other. And once you're comfortable around each other, it translates to the field also well. I think coming out in the game, we never had our head down. I think everybody supported each other and everybody had the goal set forward. The plan and the goal ready to go. And I think that it showed a lot. I think it showed that we bonded. I think we're a team instead of just a group of guys together.
So now that the first game jitters are out of the way, you look ahead to this week. Columbus is coming to town, but it's the home opener. So before we dive back into the game film and breaking down the matchup against the Destroyers, talk about what it means for you to be. You say you live in Tampa. Now you're up here in Atlantic City. Brand new team, brand new franchise. How does this location compare to your past stops in the Arena Football League?
It's one of a kind, I think that being up here on the East Coast is nothing like the South, and I think it's sweet, bittersweet to be around a group of guys that, I've known, in the past years and was able to come here and build something around that group of core that, Coach James stands for. He has high expectations for us as men, as well as football players. And I think that, having a group of guys, a core there that already, understood that and been through the system, it was easy to bring these new guys in, these young guys, and able to just, mold them around us and understand what we need. And just being around here and being, interacting with the locals, I think that they are super excited. Everybody we talk to, man, they're excited to come to the game. They're excited to see what we got. So I'm excited to see what happens,
Yeah, I'm from South Jersey, and I know the community feel within, my own town, Egg Harbor Township, Atlantic City. I mean, the whole South Jersey area is kind of like one of those niche communities where, once somebody does something well, everyone's going to hop on the back and support you all the way through. So I think a lot of people are excited for football to finally be in Atlantic City for the first time in it seems like forever at this point. I believe 2004 was the last time any indoor football team was in Atlantic City. Now the field is finally going down at Boardwalk Hall. You guys got back from practice today. Did you go on the field and check out that turf?
Yeah, man, it's brand new, man. We get to wear it in. That's like what Coach James been talking about from the beginning. It's so many firsts, It's going to be the first time we ever play on this turf. It's going to be the first time we ever play at home as a team, All these first things just super exciting. It's kind of scary and excited at the same time because you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what to expect. You just know, we can be as prepared as possible, for the situation, and then, just play football from there.
Just to remind folks that home opener is this Saturday at 3:30. That's when kickoff is at Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City versus Columbus. You can catch the action right here, of course, on 97.3 ESPN with coverage beginning at 3 o'clock. I'll be on the call, as always, with Coffee Jones. And got to remind folks, it's Dollar Dog Night, of course. Stockton students can get in with their student ID. $5 tickets, so come on out. Affordable, family-friendly fun, and to see the Blackjacks take it to town against the Columbus Destroyers. So, Coach, I'll bring you back in for this one as well. Looking ahead to Columbus, you mentioned rookie quarterbacks in there. They struggled a bit against Albany last week, but that defense held Tommy Grady and company to less than 40 points last week. So how do you guys prepare for that defense and as well as the other side of the ball?
It's just pretty simple for us. The math is solid. All we have to do is be ourselves. Don't beat ourselves, just be ourselves. Go out there and play hard, down in, down out like these guys do. Antron and these guys on the defensive line, let them do what they do best. Rush the passer, disrupt things, create turnovers, and then offensively be consistent, make sure that we're efficient in the red zone, and just come with that energy and enthusiasm. I know we're going to feed off the home crowd this weekend. I can't wait to see it happen.
Now, Andrew, I want to actually ask you about this, but this relates to rushing the passer. Now, a guy like Dan Radabach for Philly last week has one of the quickest releases in the league. Does something like that prepare you guys for other quarterbacks in this league, knowing that that guy can get the ball out in less than a second? And I would assume you guys are now used to that, so you can probably get after the passer this week.
Yeah, man, that's the thing, though. I was so excited that we played Philly their first game because of the type of offense that Philly has. No one can run that offense like they do that, and they get the ball out really quick, and it just let them know, it's like, guys, this is not reminiscent of every team that we're going to play. You're going to get 5-step, you're going to get time where they hold the ball, so we're going to have to be able to take advantage of those opportunities.
Now, Coach, got to ask you, we're going to do this every week at this point. Uniform combination on Saturday?
Black on black.
Black on black.
Come on,
black,
home
baby.
team. Antron, is that your favorite uniform
combination?
I
think it's going to be, black on black makes us look good. But I'm a little partial to the white on white, too. So we'll see what happens.
Clean. That's a good look for you.
It's good. I'll tell you both right now, having been in Boardwalk Hall a handful of times for many different events. I wrestled in high school and throughout college. The high school wrestling state tournament is in that place. It gets loud in there, so I can't imagine what's going to happen when whoever scores that first touchdown on Saturday for Atlantic City, that place is going to explode. I can tell you that right now.
We want to blow the roof off the place. I'm telling you, that type of excitement and energy, our players feed off it. Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
It seemed like you guys were feeding off it last week when you were quieting the Philadelphia crowd. I mean, talk about that real quick.
Oh, geez, we got on them quickly. We just didn't finish, and this week's all about the finish. We're working towards that this week.
Just want to plug it once more. Kickoff at 3:30 p.m. this Saturday at Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City versus Columbus. Coverage right here on 97.3 ESPN beginning at 3 o'clock with me and Coffee Jones. I'll be on the call. Coffee giving his astute analysis as always. Thanks to Antron Dillon for joining me. Good luck this weekend, of course. And, Coach, of course, we're going to do this every week. And hopefully we come out and talk about next week about the first win in Blackjacks history.
Well, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Black on black. Come on out. Dollar Dog Night. Stockton students, $5 tickets as well. Come on out. Coverage right here at 97.3 ESPN. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Harvey Rovinsky as well from Bernie Robbins Jewelers. I'm Nick Kosko saying so long. This has been Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light, live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township on 97.3 ESPN.